Well, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Hey. And welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. I would just like to say welcome back to the boys. I've missed coming on Monday nights and talking. It's been quite a while since our mock draft special.
forget how to do this, man.
I know.
Um,
A little nervous.
So I would just like to say welcome back. Thank you to our loyal listeners. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Also, I'm sure you've noticed by now, if you're watching this on YouTube, that we're only 4. That's because Cameron Wilson, our 5th member, took a job as an African safari tour guide. So he might be missing for a couple of episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
schedules don't work, eh?
We'll call it indefinitely.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens from here. I guess we'll go over the schedule. I figure it's been a while since we've done this, so I guess to start off season 2, we're going to have to kick it off with some classic segments. You know what I mean? We're going to start off with, of course, the question of the week and the game of the week for week 4. Then we're going to bring back this or that, and everyone's favorite segment, top 5.
Classics.
Of course, we're going to end off with just a couple picks to make yourself some money next weekend.
By the way,
But-
since we last spoke, LBS has literally become a professional gambler.
That is true.
The kid's dropping out of school to fucking chase in-play bets, man. Kid's
Yeah.
going crazy.
You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
Bet365 does not want this man to win. That's all I
No.
got to tell you.
No.
Fuck them.
All right. With that being said, let's go into our question of the week. This week, well, actually this morning, I woke up to a couple pictures in our group chat sent by Mr. Shaner himself over there with the fully grown beard. And it was an Adam Schefter tweet saying that the NFL has finally decided to move past the Pro Bowl and come up with something else. And apparently now they're going to be doing week-long skills.
Listen, I will take the credit, but that was 100% Dawson.
That was
sent it.
definitely me that sent that text.
All right. Well, the other guy with the beard. I mean, everyone has a beard except for me, I guess. But they've replaced it now with skills competitions all week and then a flag football game or something.
No love for the fucking O-line, man. No love.
So
Unless I get to see Quentin Nelson, like, throw some balls or something.
Line up at receiver, maybe?
Yeah.
Hey, who knows? Could be entertaining.
I think it was Jason Kelsey that asked for a hot dog eating competition.
interesting.
little chugging comp or something.
Oh,
I would watch. That would probably be the only event that I watched. To
Dude,
be
I
honest,
tune in. I definitely tune in.
my money's on Jason Kelsey. Though.
All right. Well, anyways, the question of the week, simple enough. Do you like that the NFL has replaced the Pro Bowl? And if not, or I'm sorry, if you do or you don't, what would you have liked to see them do instead? So, listen, and this might sound controversial, but I am a fan of the Pro Bowl. I think it is by far the worst All-Star weekend in sports. Don't get me wrong. But I do love seeing all the stars come and play a game, seeing freaking Drew Brees throw to Calvin Johnson, you know, whatever it was. I loved seeing that growing up. So the thing I don't like is the way they've replaced it with a flag football game. I think that's retarded. I think
getting canceled first episode back. Jesus
I
Christ.
think
Fuck.
I think that's wild. I don't want to see guys pulling flags. I want to see guys hitting, you know?
But have they really been hitting?
That's the thing.
So, yes, I understand that it is getting kind of touch football-esque, but there is still tackles being made and stuff like that. The equipment's on. So, if I were to replace it with something, and I know there's a lot of bad things that come with what I'm about to propose. It's not even my original idea. I've just seen it like this idea get thrown around. And it's that instead of the Pro Bowl, you have the worst two teams in the league play a game to see who gets the number 1 overall pick. So you get to see a game where whoever it is, last year it would have been what? It would have been the Jags and the Lions play a game to see who gets the first overall pick. Just
And the winner gets the first overall pick?
yeah, the winner would get the first overall pick just so that there's something to play for. The Pro Bowl, it's kind of just everyone's just there to be there, But, in the NHL, there's a prize, like, to win. The NBA, every quarter you win, you're playing for a charity or whatever, and if you win, you get a bonus. Like, I don't know if you win, you get a bonus in the Pro Bowl or whatever, but it just seems a little lackluster to me. And the things that like are wrong with my idea would be the fact that if you got Bryce Young or something is going to be the number 1 overall pick, and then you have a team who already has a starting quarterback, is like, what the fuck would I want to win this game? I'm just going to get replaced, But
Yeah, and you're also just completely abolishing the Pro Bowl at that point.
I mean, I think if it's the Jags again, Trevor Lawrence is not sitting there saying, well, fuck, I'm going to get replaced by Bryce Young. I think he's good if he wins or loses. I don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know. I think we a lot of us can agree on the fact that the Pro Bowl needed replacing or something needed to change, because I'm on the complete other spectrum to Matt. I do not find it entertaining. They're out there jogging, just having a good time. Whether or not the skills comp is the solution, we'll probably have to wait and see how that does. I like the fact that they did something because something needed to be done. So I mean, I have to applaud the NFL for actually taking action on this. Not gonna lie, I wasn't really ready to watch another Pro Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to let this year kind of play out and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But one of the tweets that I sent you guys this morning, I don't think I've ever laughed this hard in my life. This guy at Bird and Burner, shout out to you, replied under Schefter's tweet and said, "What if they replaced it with a kissing competition where all the players kiss and see who wins?" Dude, I fucking cried, and that's basically what the Pro Bowl's been the last few years. Basically a glorified kissing competition. But I don't know. I feel like you could do some really cool shit with I like when they had, and obviously they've done it the past few years too, when they had these the legendary coaches like Jerry Rice coaches and drafts a team, different things like that. I think you can incorporate that into a bunch of skills competitions too. Or maybe even, I don't know, in the flag game, have fucking Joe Montana be the quarterback for one of the teams or something like that. I think that could be really fun. But it had to switch up, I think, unless they were going to start mandating people to hit, which wouldn't make sense. Something had to kind of change. And I'm kind of excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't see, as a football player, why I would care about going to play a flag game. There has to be something in it for me. And right now, like Matt said, I don't know if they get a bonus for winning or whatever. Like the competitions, yeah, I'll go. Like if, one-handed catches or whatever, or, who could throw the furthest, whatever the competitions are going to be. But why am I going to play in a flag game where I could still, the risk of injury is still there. I could still tear my ACL on the cut. I could still pop my Achilles. This is why the players didn't want to play, is because they didn't want to get hurt. And these injuries, obviously concussions are kind of out of the way, but the major injuries are still on the line.
Yeah.
They need to find a way to just make the Pro Bowl worth something to the players. I don't know if back in the day it was a great honor to make the Pro Bowl. I don't see it that way now. So I think
now it's just more of a players' league. Before it was the owners are you're going, and now the players are well, we see in the offseason, everybody wants a trade. They want to trade, they get their trade. It's a players' league now. I
agree. So I think they just need to find a way to, like I just said, make it worth something to the players. But I don't know what that solution might look like, to be honest. It's a pretty daunting task.
Is there even a bonus or anything like that?
I doubt it.
Probably not.
I feel like there should be.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Whatever.
Do we know what some of the skills competitions are going to be? Is it going to be an expanded version of what we had the last few years with the one-handed catch and the?
I'm assuming,
Yeah.
I just want to see 10 O linemen fucking sit next to each other with 20 beers in front of them and just go until you can. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. and then they all drive and race a car.
My money's on David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, dude's an animal.
Anyways, speaking of the Pro Bowl, there's a lot of fantastic players that play in that game. And our game of the week this week is going to feature, I can guarantee you, quite a few Pro Bowl caliber players. So this week, our game of the week is going to be, I believe it is, yes, the Bills going to Baltimore to play the Ravens. And this might be a foreshadowing to our after week 3 power rankings for MVP. But these are my 2 top MVP candidates going head to head this week, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. Stay tuned to see who's 1 and 2. So how we're going to do this is we're going to say our winner. We're going to give our score prediction and our X factor. The Bills are currently favored by 4 points. It was 3 this morning. Check back. It's already at 4. I guess people started taking that early, but my prediction, this might come as a shock. I've got the Ravens beating the Buffalo Bills 33-30. Listen, I've been one to be saying that the Bills are the best team in football. I'm still going to stand by that, but the Bills secondary is kind of beat up right now. And I don't know, man, Lamar Jackson is on another planet right now. Not to say that Josh Allen isn't, but Lamar Jackson, one of my favorite players in the NFL. And I think I'm not going to call him the X factor because I feel like he's an X factor in every single game. So my X factor is going to be Mark Andrews. Personally,
I mean, you could argue the same thing for Mark Andrews.
I guess but like, you know, I mean, I feel like Lamar Jackson's more of an obvious X factor than Mark Andrews would be. Mark Andrews, I think, is the consensus number 2 tight end in the league right now. Fantasy wise, is number 1. But listen, I've got him on my fantasy team. Maybe it's a bias X factor, a hopeful X factor, but I think this guy's just uncoverable right now. And I think Lamar Jackson is exploiting defenses with this guy. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do against a good Bills defense that's hurting in the secondary a bit right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of following the same train as Matt here. I have the Ravens winning.
Wow.
I have them winning 31-24. And the big reason for that is, like we mentioned, we saw it in the Dolphins game a little bit. The Bills secondary is beat up. Obviously, they could get some pieces back this week. They won't be getting Micah Hyde back. I think he went on IR, right?
Down to the year, yeah.
That's obviously a huge fucking loss for the Bills. And that kind of ties into my X factor. So not quite Mark Andrews, but I got my fantasy boy, Rashad Bateman. I think he could, he went off weeks 1 and 2, had a little bit of a slower week this week, but I think he could be in for a very big day against the Bills. So that's kind of the X factor I'm playing into a little bit. It kind of ties into how healthy the Bills secondary can actually get. I don't know if anyone's even in play to return really. But it just, again, playing that by
I think the only one of like that's big would be Poyer, and I don't even know, like, he's the only one that has a chance to come back.
Yeah.
Trey White's out for the next week for sure because he had to miss the first 4 games, and like we said, Micah Hyde's done for the year, so I think it's just Poyer.
Micah Hyde's done for the year?
Yeah.
I thought he was on like the 6-game IR or something. Fuck. But yeah, so I got the Ravens winning this one too, and I think, look, the Bills were one of my favorite teams coming into the year, and I'm so fucking pissed they lost to the Dolphins because I fucking hate the Dolphins so much. But if they don't get secondary help, I think they're going to be in a shootout every single game, no matter what their front seven does. And that's not a position you want to be in. So no. I hope it's not a trend going forward because I really do like the Bills, but I don't think they escape this one with a win.
Yeah, well, speaking of a shootout, I definitely think that's what we're going to be seeing this weekend. Both teams can score the ball at will. So I definitely think it's going to come down to the wire. It's really hard for me to choose a winner because I'm super high on Josh Allen, but Lamar's just, I think he's the clear-cut MVP favorite.
Pay Lamar. Fucking
That's
Do
another-
not get me started on that.
yesterday's price is not today's price, Ravens.
Love the
Sorry.
fact that he bet on himself. That's awesome. I'm gonna say the Bills squeak out of it just because of the favorites. I love the Ravens plus 3.5 or plus 4, whatever it is. Whoever wins the game, I think it's gonna be a close one. But yeah, I love the Bills. I mean, I love the Ravens plus 3.5 or 4. I'm gonna say the Bills are gonna win the game, but it's gonna be by 2, 3. There's no way this game ends up being a blowout. I don't think.
This game is, for some reason, giving me flashbacks to that Monday night game, the Rams and the Chiefs,
Yeah.
like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like, I think both teams could straight up put up 50 points. Like Doss said, if the Bills aren't healthy, I think they could both put up 50 points on each other.
What was the final score of that game? 54-51?
Yeah, something like that.
That is insane.
Absolutely. Like, I think we're gonna get like a Bills Chiefs playoff game like we did last year. Like, it's gonna be one of those. Like, there could be 30 points scored in the last 5 minutes of the game. Like, it's two quarterbacks that are balling out right now. Like we said, the two MVP favorites. The difference for me, the X factor is got to be the Bills' run game. You drafted a guy who I thought in the second round was a reach in James Cook, and you're not using him. And Devin Singletary is nowhere to be found. And Zach Moss is running well, but you only give him the ball 4 times a game. So you're going to have to keep the ball out of Lamar Jackson's hands. You're going to have to run it. So either bench Singletary and give the ball to James Cook, or we're going to be seeing the same problems as we do every week. But I do think the Bills are going to pull it out. They're pissed off. They lost a division game that they know they shouldn't have lost. They're going to be pissed off. Josh Allen's going to be pissed off. They're coming out the ball.
Dude, speaking of pissed off, did you see the Bills OC?
Oh yeah, he was on one. That was one of the funniest
That was me
videos.
Saturday when we had 3 turnovers in 3 plays.
All I see on Twitter is this video of that OC 3 weeks ago, and it's him in an interview, like kind of with crazy eyes, like, I don't really think I'm like a psychopath. And then you just see him cut to the freaking, like, him throwing everything he could find. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed. Like, I thought it was something that covered the camera, but it was literally like a person who came and just went like this.
It was for sure someone had. I think they were like, we can't show this.
Yeah,
Like,
little PR team.
I wish there was audio.
Fucking shit, fuck.
But yeah.
Oh man.
All right. That does it for our game of the week. And we're going to go into the next segment. This or that, an absolute classic. This time I've come up with a couple of these, and the boys actually they don't know what I'm going to say here.
No
But
clue.
it's a couple of debates that come up quite often, but I want to hear your takes. I feel like these debates are about as close as they can get at this point. Are probably are as close as they've ever been. Okay? So my first comparison is if you're starting a team and your first pick is either Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, I want to know who you're taking and why. I want to hear Liam's first because I'm intrigued. Because I feel like I know what Liam's going to say, and I feel like it's going to be opposite to what I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mentioned it before. I've mentioned it off the pod. I just love Josh Allen. I just genuinely think he's the better athlete. I think the arm talent is on par with Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, that I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. I don't know. I just like the eye test. Josh Allen just seems to speak to me more than Patrick Mahomes does. Obviously, we've seen what Mahomes has done. He's got a Super Bowl already. Has he even had a losing season? No. He's insane, right? Josh Allen hasn't really proved that yet, but from what I'm seeing, I think I would rather have Josh Allen. That's just me though.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say something kind of crazy that it's way too early to tell.
That too.
I think Josh Allen might just not be a winner. I think he's just not a winner.
That's fair.
Listen, I don't know if I'm going to agree
that
with
is
that
a
one.
hot take.
I don't know if I'm going to agree with that one because, there's 32 teams. One team wins every year. He's been in the league for like 5 years. So I think that's a little unfair to say right now. My opinion is I think Patrick Mahomes is probably the most talented quarterback we've ever seen play football. I mean, I can't speak for guys like John Elway or Joe Montana or guys like that because I never really saw, but I feel like Patrick Mahomes in this style of football, we've never seen really anything like it. I think arm talent, I think Mahomes has the edge. I think he just can make more throws and like from different angles, whatever. We've seen him do more than Josh Allen has. I think arm power is probably the same. Maybe Josh Allen has a little bit more on him there. I think that the thing that sets me off the most is I'm not going to say that Josh Allen isn't a winner because I think that's unfair. I think that game like against Patrick Mahomes last year in the playoffs, because it could have gone either way. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us could sit here and say if the Bills win that game, they go and win against the Bengals. They have a serious chance at winning the Super Bowl that year, you know?
They didn't.
Like you could say the same thing. Like you could argue that the Chiefs blew that game against the Bengals right after, but Patrick Mahomes has himself a Super Bowl, has himself an MVP, two things that Josh Allen doesn't have. Looks like Josh Allen's well on his way to getting one, but right now I think Patrick Mahomes is the first person I would take on my team anywhere. Like I think he's the best player in the NFL. Besides maybe Aaron Donald, but you're not going to start your team with a defensive tackle. You're going to start your team with a quarterback, the most important position in sports, and I think Patrick Mahomes is the best at it.
Listen, I'm taking Patty Mahomes too, but it doesn't really have to do with Mahomes. It has to do with when's the last time we've seen a running quarterback be able to play a long time in the NFL. And
Josh Allen, a running quarterback?
Josh Allen, yeah, like
I don't think he is.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Josh Allen could just stand in the pocket and throw it 40 times a game. Like, he needs to move. He wants to run. I don't think he's able to ever get away from
the game if he wanted to. I think he definitely
He could, but he's not going to be able. If you walk into Josh Allen and say you're not allowed to run today, he's going to lose it. He's not going to be able to do it.
Well, I mean, you just wouldn't say that. In my opinion,
I'm just saying, eventually his body is not going to be able to take the hits that he's taking right now. We've seen quarterbacks do this before that were dominant like this, that took hits and they couldn't finish their career. I think he's going to have a shorter career than Mahomes. Mahomes is a better arm talent, but Josh Allen is taking unnecessary hits right now. He never slides. He doesn't go out of bounds. He's taking hits that are going to make his career end earlier. And that's the only reason that I'm taking Mahomes over is because he's going to have a longer career than Josh Allen is.
Interesting.
Chainer, this is Josh Allen, bro.
I was going to say, he's got that dog in it.
He does, but how old is he? What? He's 20, 25, 26 now? Once he's 30 and he's taking these shots, it's going to start hurting a lot more than it does right now.
I mean, you could kind of say the same thing. I know Josh Allen doesn't love sliding, all this stuff, but, Mahomes, he gets out there. He runs around a lot, too.
Yeah, but Mahomes hasn't led his team in rushing like 4 out of the 5 years he's played in the NFL.
That's fair, but I don't know.
No, I think it's fair. I mean, I'm sure that the Bills coaches say all the time, go and slide down, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's not going to do it now, what are the odds he's going to do it in 5 years?
So now you're saying
probably a little higher than he would as a younger player.
Dawson's just going off on Josh Allen right now.
Anyway, I think that's a crazy take, to be honest, Dawson.
What did you say?
He said he's uncoachable.
Yeah, you won't slide when coaches say to slide? That's ridiculous.
I mean, I don't. Maybe the coaches get in there and say, "Fucking put your shoulder down and put someone on their ass."
There's not a single coach that is walking into their quarterback's room and saying, "Bulldoze a fucking linebacker." Not one.
I'm just saying.
Well, the thing is that Josh Allen can do that.
Yes,
that's fine. He can do it, but I don't want you doing it 25 times a game.
I think Josh Allen's overweight.
Listen, I don't think longevity is a worry in Buffalo at the moment, to be honest.
Well, at the moment, yeah, because he's 25. They said the same thing about Cam Newton after his MVP season. Now look at where we are.
Well, he just can't throw a football.
Oh, yeah, because he got hurt because he never slid.
I don't know, man.
Shane getting angry with the bad mic makes it 1,000 times funnier. Did you guys see there's a tweet this morning? Sorry, there's a tweet this morning. It was like Cam Newton walking into the Patriots facility after Mac Jones needs surgery. And it's I'm back.
I'm fucking down. Let's run it back.
All I got to say about Patrick Mahomes is that we're all waiting to see what he could do without Tyreek Hill. And right now he seems to be doing quite all right. Let's just say that for now. I mean, if
I
Am I
would
he
the
take
only,
only one that
Juju over
forgot we were
Tyreek
doing
Hill.
this or that right now?
what?
Am I the
Said
only
I'd
one
take-
that forgot that we were doing this or that right now?
Oh
Yeah.
fuck yeah!
I got
I said
lost.
I'd take Juju over Tyreek.
I probably wouldn't do that, but
I'm with Dawson, bro.
Yeah.
Juju's generation.
Okay, but honestly, like jokes aside, he's actually kind of balling.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, Patty Mahomes now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, he never sucked. Like he just annoyed people. Like
yeah,
That's
he
tough.
had an off year or two.
yeah, he
Yeah.
also had Ben Roethlisberger who could throw 5 yards throwing in the ball. Like,
Yeah. All right, Matt. What's question number 2?
all right, number 2 is another quarterback battle here, and we were talking about him before. We got Lamar Jackson or Justin Herbert. Same
Alright.
question. You're starting your team, and you got to pick out of these two guys.
Not up for debate.
Go, Shaner. Let's hear what you got to say.
Jay Herbo, it's not up for debate.
I'm ready to debate you.
It's
I'm
not
ready
up for
to.
debate.
I'm ready to. I'm
There's
not
no
taking-
shot anybody in this world is
Look,
taking
I
Lamar
am
over
ready-
Jay
Here's-
Herbo.
Can I say my point very quickly? I'll be very quick. Okay, so am I starting my own franchise?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to hire the Chargers doctor.
No, you do
Okay.
not.
So there's no risk of Justin Herbert getting his lungs punctured.
There is not.
Okay, then
I mean,
I'm
there
riding.
is, but not as high.
Not as high. Okay. I'm gonna ride with those odds. I'm gonna take Jay Herbo. I know we just said in the last one longevity might not be a factor, but I think for this one it might be. And just like there's a big difference between Lamar running and Josh Allen running. And like I know Lamar doesn't even take that many hits because he's so fucking fast, but I think like
Honestly,
when
one-
Lamar
one
crashes, he'll
ACL tear.
crash.
One ACL tear for Lamar and his seasons and his career's probably
Knock
done.
on wood, by the way. I
We're
fucking-
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
longevity here and you're arguing that Lamar Jackson's going to get hurt when the one who you're defending is constantly hurt. I think that Lamar Jackson is without a doubt the most dangerous player in the NFL. I think he's the MVP of the league right now. He already has an MVP. I think that Lamar Jackson's arm is criminally underrated.
Yeah, but you can't compare Lamar's arm to Justin Herbert's arm.
I never said that. Obviously, Justin Herbert's arm is better. But to me, I think that Lamar Jackson is going to give his team a better chance at winning the Super Bowl than Justin Herbert is. Hot
With-
take.
No shot.
Give it.
Absolutely not.
I mean, look,
Not
the
a-
Chargers kind of. I know the
Not
Chargers
up
are
for
beat up
debate.
too, but the Chargers kind of suck too. I know they're beat up, but they.
I mean,
kinda-
yeah, because their whole team's on IR right now.
Let's hear it, Liam.
It's tough because I love Justin Herbert. I just coming out the draft, loved him. But I don't know, dude. I feel like Lamar just does too like he just does way more than you could ask for out of a quarterback. Like the stuff he's doing right now is historic, right? Like the 10 touchdowns, 200 rushing yards or whatever to start a season.
Well, he beats Vic. He beat Vic's record last week of
Exactly.
100,
Like
100-yard rushing games by QB
yeah, and what probably fucking 50 less games, probably like
easily.
probably
I think like 100.
And a lot less dog
yeah, there
fights.
you go.
A lot less
Right?
dogfights.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
By the way, I just want to very quickly the Mike Vick thing. It's way worse than I thought. Like
Is it?
it wasn't just dogfighting. Like if those dogs lost, those dogs were getting hung and like killed. I learned that the other day.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Fuck.
Oh,
But
thanks
yeah.
for putting a damper on this episode.
I
My bad.
don't know. I think I would lean Lamar, but if I was starting a franchise and you gave me either of those guys, I don't really care. You know, I'm happy with both.
Exactly what the segment's
Partially.
about. Pick the middle.
Yep.
Like, I'm not taking anything away from Justin Herbert, but like, this guy has weapons, like crazy weapons. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, what kind of superstars has Lamar Jackson played with?
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
That's it. We got on the Chargers, we got Mike Williams, we got Keenan Allen, we got Austin Eckler.
Mike Williams and superstar do not go in the same sentence.
Okay,
But if
like
I
fair,
think
Mike Williams is
not a
fair,
superstar.
but like Keenan Allen and Austin Eckler, those guys are superstars.
Yeah.
I think
You know what I mean?
Keenan Allen's like on the verge. I don't know if he is a
I think
superstar
he is.
anymore. I don't know if he is.
Would I be crazy for saying that Mike Williams would be the best receiver Lamar has thrown to, minus Mark Andrews?
Yeah,
No.
I don't think he would be at all.
I don't think that's crazy.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Like he's definitely better than Hollywood Brown. Like
Yeah, who is the
Hollywood
best?
Brown.
Hollywood?
Unless there's someone we're forgetting. I don't know.
I can't think of a good Ravens receiver in a very long time, to be honest.
The best Ravens receiver I could think of is Anquan Bolden.
I was about to say.
I don't even know if he played with Lamar. Did he?
No.
I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
He retired in like 2014.
Okay,
Steve
then, yeah.
Smith for 2-3 years.
Yeah, Steve Smith was with Flacco.
Yeah, no, I know.
But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Interesting. That's good. I like that we got some controversy going. I feel like we were lacking that lately. Well, lately in the other episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll defend Lamar. I'll be one of those guys.
Yeah, me too.
All right. This one is like, maybe it's just purely off preference because it's two like non-superstar receivers that could take that jump. First one, we got Christian Kirk, who plays for the Jags now. And next, we got Devontae Smith. And I want to know who you would want on your team and why.
I don't think this is close.
Oh,
It's got to be Devontae.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Christian Kirk.
Fuck no. Fuck the Jags.
Jags are good, bro.
The Jags might be good, but
The Jags are good. Like,
yeah, I don't think it's close. I would, especially if we're talking salary. If I'm drafting someone with salary,
Yeah.
not even
okay,
close.
let's take salary out of the equation.
I would still take Devontae in a heartbeat. And I'm just putting on for my boy Cam, who's not here, but I don't think it's close.
Okay, well, I thought I was going to have to fight you guys, but I'm taking Devontae too. I mean, it's not necessarily purely based off bias. You know, I'm an Alabama fan. He put up one of the greatest wide receiver seasons we've ever seen in college football, but I think he's been playing a lot better this year. He's getting targeted more. Maybe having the presence of a superstar receiver is getting him the open looks that he wants and really showing off what he can do in the NFL. But hey, I mean, this is nothing against Christian Kirk. I mean, if anything, Christian Kirk, his spotlight's even bigger now that he's the number one guy in Jacksonville, and he's doing fantastic there. But maybe I just haven't seen enough of Christian Kirk as the number one guy, but I love Devontae Smith, so I'm going to pick him for that reason.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think I'm leaning Devontae just for the age, really. Like I feel like they're similar guys that can attack vertically pretty well. I mean, Kirk took a pretty big step too last year. Just coming up shy of 1,000 yards receiving.
How the fuck do you get a max contract at 1,000 yards or a $20 million contract?
Because there was like
Yeah, the market
receivers.
was thin for sure. I don't know. I kind of understand. Like, I see what the Jags saw. Is he worth it? We'll see, I guess. I don't know. But I would definitely lean Devontae if I'm starting. I'm year one of a fucking franchise owner, you know? It just makes more sense.
All right, I'm gonna back Kirk on this one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna back him. Look,
I hate it.
I know he was a rookie last year, but to me, Devontae Smith was the number one in Philly last year. Off the top of my head, could be wrong. Maybe I'm forgetting someone, but
Jalen
put up.
Reagor.
Yeah, definitely Jalen Rager and
The punt returner.
his 30 catches and 400 drops. But I mean, what Christian Kirk's doing as a number one receiver in his first opportunity right now,
Yeah,
to me is bigger than what Devontae Smith did last year. Like I said, he was a rookie. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. But to me right now, it just looks like Christian Kirk as a number one receiver is doing better than Devontae Smith as a number one receiver. He is with a better quarterback, but I'm tired of the Jalen Hurts haters because Jalen Hurts has done nothing but ball out since he's been here. So I'm going to say Jalen Hurts is a very good quarterback in the NFL, and Devontae had him last year. So, you know, I'm just going to take Kirk for that reason. He did get paid, and he is shutting up everybody that questioned why he got paid. He wasn't an offense last year. We talked about like 1,000 yards in an offense with D-Hop, AJ Green, mouths that they have to feed before him, Zach Ertz, and their running back led the league in touchdowns. So as soon as they got on the red zone, they were just giving the ball to the running back. So it's hard to get yards in there. So Kirk over Devontae.
I agree with that, and I feel like we'll see a very similar like career path. Like Devontae's obviously going, I would say, he's in the number 2 role there, just with AJ Brown. And he'll probably have some solid seasons, 7, 8, 900 yards receiving. Once he hits, 25, 26, he'll be a number 1 guy, and then he might pop off like Kirk.
He might have the Kirk
exactly
career path.
Yeah, that I could see them. I find they're similar players too. I don't know. It's a tough comparison.
I think Devontae will be a 1,000-yard receiver this year.
Yeah, very possible.
But again, is he really ever going up against the number 1 receiver corner? Like in a defensive meeting, are you sitting there saying, I'm gonna let my number 1 corner roam with AJ Brown, or am I just gonna, whoever Philly wants to put on him, that's who we're gonna like. It comes to the DC's choice, I guess. But I just feel like AJ Brown's gonna see a number 1 corner far more than Devontae Smith is.
100%.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay. So that were my 3 this or that's, and I have one more that's not a this or that. It's more of like it's more just like a prediction. And I feel like we do this every time a season starts. So I know it's week 3, but I want to hear your Super Bowl prediction. And I'll let you guys think about it because obviously I thought about it. I came up with the question. So I'll start us off. And I was looking through the NFC, just like purely like who's where, what's everyone's standings. And I started to kind of realize like the NFC kind of sucks. Like, I think the AFC is far better than the NFC right now. Like, I definitely think that the AFC is way more top heavy because, they got superstars at quarterback. The quarterback play, obviously, in the AFC is far better than the NFC. And there's not a lot of teams in the NFC right now that you could say are real Super Bowl contenders. A lot of people are saying that the Eagles are the NFC favorite right now. And I could probably name 4 or 5 teams in the AFC that I would take over the Eagles right now. So, my prediction, Josh Allen's finally going to get it done, get past Patrick Mahomes, and make it to the Super Bowl. And they're going to play against the Green Bay Packers. And Aaron Rodgers is going to prove everybody wrong. And
that is a hot take.
A Devontae Adams-less Packers team is going to make it to the finals and get beat by Josh Allen, the Bills, and Josh Allen's going to win the Super Bowl MVP. And that is not necessarily the biggest like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is the man, because yes, he is. It's also like, I think the NFC like really is not good. And a lot of teams could win the NFC not being that good.
Fair enough. I am going to be taking in the NFC the current number 1 PFF ranked team in the NFL, the Philadelphia Eagles. As of a few hours ago, they were ranked number 1. And crazy stat, the biggest gap between any 2 teams in the top 32 on that list was between the Eagles and whoever's second. Just crazy.
Yeah. That is wild.
But no, I really like the Eagles this year, man. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I miss Cam, but I like the Eagles. I like them a lot. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. I like their receivers. They have arguably top 2,
This
3
might be
O-line.
the first time in my life I've ever heard someone say I like the Eagles.
I know, man. I know. Top 2, 3 O-line in the league. The defense is coming together. Like, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. And I have them playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
I think it's fair to say that every year we do this podcast, someone's gonna have the Chiefs as long as Mahomes.
Yeah.
100%.
And I don't think that's unfair.
And
No.
my Super Bowl MVP is Jackson Mahomes' brother, Patrick. I think he will win a nice big Super Bowl MVP.
I would love to see that.
You know what? I think I like the Eagles too, dude. They're serious. I don't know. This was a hot take. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on the pod before. I was saying some shit about how I was like all over Hurts, how I think he's one of the better quarterbacks came out of his draft. I don't know. He looks fucking solid, dude. I'm not gonna lie. You know who I also think could make a sneaky playoff run in the NFC? The Jimmy Garoppolo-led 49ers. Bro, he's taken them to the playoffs how many times now? 2-3 years?
He's taking them to two NFC championships, that's for sure.
Right.
Yesterday was the worst football game I've ever seen in my life, by the way.
Yeah, that was
Awful.
yeah.
Awful.
I didn't even finish watching it. And I'm gonna stick with I like the Bills to go and win a Super Bowl. I want to prove that Josh Allen is a winner and not a loser. So I could see him, taking the Bills to a Super Bowl and winning the MVP. I think he's due. He's really due. So are the Bills, man. Bills Mafia. They'll be going wild for that one.
I kind of wish I was a Bills fan.
Dude, me too. So bad.
I feel like I'd be a great Bills fan.
I wanted to be a Cincinnati Bearcats fan, but things are looking good for me now. So Bearcats can go on home.
Like 400 tables in my life already if I was a Bills fan.
Literally.
But preseason, I put a little parlay on 2 teams to meet in the Super Bowl, and I'm gonna keep riding with that. Listen, the Bills are gonna make it there. They're not gonna win, but they're gonna make it there.
Because why? Why won't they win, Shane?
Because if you think that Tom Brady is going home to an angry Giselle early, you are incorrect.
I take Bucks aren't making the playoffs.
Tom Brady is walking off that field with ring number 8, and you cannot convince me otherwise. That man, it literally probably told Giselle, he said, you know what? I'm going back. You're already angry. Now I know I have to win the Super Bowl. And he's not walking off that field until he does it again. And he's going to do it again.
I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, the fucking NFC sucks. And not for nothing, I would love to see the Miami Dolphins make the Super Bowl.
Nope.
No.
You know why? Because
Nope.
Tua Tagovailoa, my boy,
He is never going to
falling
sniff.
out.
The guy had one good game.
He will never sniff a Super Bowl.
He won't. They won't let him buy a Super Bowl ticket. That's
Listen,
how
I would
literally
love
he'll
to
ever
see it
be.
happen. I would love to see it happen. By
Dude,
God, the Dolphins look good.
Want to know why the Dolphins wanted him to go back in the game yesterday? They hope that it would fucking end his season so they could start Teddy Bridgewater.
Damn. Also, sorry, Dolphins. If you think we're gonna buy that was a back injury,
No shot.
Sauce.
That was
Good
horrendous.
and the
Good.
Dolphins already don't have a first round pick, and I think this could be a big fine or suspension because that's pretty fucked up if
They're
they
already
lied about
investigating.
a head injury. It's already been investigated, and they already lost their first round pick, so they could be in some deep stuff.
Listen, all I'm going to say is that they beat the top 2 contenders in the AFC.
They did.
Top
They beat
3 of
the
the top,
Bills
2 of the
practice
top
squad
3,
defense.
the Bills and the Ravens.
They beat the Bills practice squad defense. That's who they beat by 2 points.
Okay, well, I don't see the
Pump the
Bills
brakes.
defense getting that much better. Like
Pump the
we
brakes.
literally said it.
Trey White's coming back soon.
Let's
Jordan
hope so.
Poyer's coming back. The only one that's still hurt is Micah Hyde.
I'm just
Pump the
saying
brakes.
they got it done. I thought it was impressive. Let's move on. To everybody's favorite segment. That's right. It's back. We're going into top 5. And this week, the top 5 that I came up with is top 5 things you want to see happen in the NFL. Okay?
I'd like to propose something.
Yeah.
I say we all give our 5 at the same time, and we all give our 4 at the same
Okay.
time.
Sure. Let's
I
do
don't like
that. Okay. So, does anyone want to go first? Because I can go first. I mean, we
Yeah,
could do-
I'll actually go first. Perfect way to segue our last conversation and to express how much I hate the Dolphins. I want to see them start losing football games. Straight up, it's on my list here. It's just not something I enjoy watching week in and week out. A 3-0 Dolphins team does not belong in this universe, and I would like to see that change.
I couldn't disagree more. That'd be my top 5 things I wouldn't want to see.
Well, you're gonna see it, I think.
All right, Shaner, you want to go?
Nah, Dawson's gonna be a big fan of this one.
Ooh.
Like massive fan. You might
Ooh.
drive to Sherbrooke and give me a hug right now, actually.
I was gonna do that anyways.
I am so tired of the Colts not living up to expectations.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to see Andrew Luck walk out of that tunnel.
Oh, dude, I would fuck, dude. The things I would do.
I
Oh
want
my
to see
God,
Andrew
literally,
Luck back. in the
Everyone,
NFL.
top 5 things you would do to get Andrew Luck back on the NFL field. So many bad things. Oh my
I
God.
want to see Andrew Luck back on the football field.
Oh, dude.
Wow, that's a great one.
Oh, how did I not think of that? Oh, dude. Oh my God, Shane, you're right.
Dawson, you go.
Well, mine is very similar to Liam's, and it's pretty funny. And mine is to see Tua cry on the field.
You guys are so mean.
I hate Tua so much.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know why.
It's the lefty.
No,
shit.
it's not the
Okay.
left- I think.
Have
it's
you been
that guy.
seeing these videos? Like they like flip,
They flipped them. Yeah.
Dude, he's
they
got a
flip
rock.
righties, and it just looks so bad.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's that. Like, I think Tua's a bit cocky, and like, I find he is, man. I don't know.
What?
And like, I don't like how fucking Tyreek is hyping him up to be better than Patrick Mahomes.
That I
He's
don't
like,
buy.
that boy one is different.
I think
Like,
Tyreek
yeah,
is-
he's
is the
different because
next
he's worse than
Antonio
Patrick
Brown.
Mahomes. Anyways,
Like, yeah. I mean, okay, so I'm gonna make my my first one a little happier, and I'd like to see Josh Allen win an MVP. I love Josh Allen. I still think that Patrick Mahomes is better than Josh Allen, but I love that guy, and I would love to see him win an MVP. I think he deserves it. I think he's on the track to do it. But that would be one of the things I'd love to see happen. I'll start with number 4 because you guys were just all shitting on him. And my number 4 is I'd like to see Tua be successful in this league as one of the only people who has believed in him from the start, and I still do. So yeah, I would love to see that happen. I would love to see him make it to a Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, and see the look on all of your faces. That would be very nice. I think he's got a team around him that is very good. The O-line is fantastic, and yeah, let's Tua, take us to a Super Bowl here.
I'll go. I want Michael Pittman Jr. to prove to Shane that he is a wide receiver 1 in the NFL. That's what I want.
I like
that.
that.
It's happening.
Because Shane has had his doubts.
I never said he wasn't good. I just said I
know.
don't think he's a number 1 receiver.
I do.
You know who he's giving me huge Mike Williams vibes. I don't know why.
Like
Anyway,
a man with Lamar.
yeah. My list here I have I'd love to see Lamar get like a mega contract, like Patrick Mahomes type deal. Just to shut up the haters if there's any left. Like I don't know how you can watch this guy play football and think, that he's not elite, that he's not a great quarterback. So whatever he gets, I think it's fully deserved.
There's a lot of people saying he's gonna be done in Baltimore and he's gonna go to Miami. Boy, would that be something to see, eh?
Oh, that sounds like a jobless Tua.
See, like, if Tua was that good, these rumblings wouldn't be happening. The
Right.
Deshaun Watson rumblings wouldn't be happening. And you know what the worst part is? When these rumblings start again, Dolphins fans are going to be all for it because they know Tua isn't fucking for real.
I don't think Tua's not for real. I just think that Lamar Jackson is better. Like,
He is. But why would you like that? It doesn't make sense to me. Like that's like the Eagles going out and getting Lamar Jackson over whatever the fuck his name is, Jalen Hurts.
and I don't think anyone would have a problem with that.
But it's not necessary. Like it's definitely an upgrade, but it's not an upgrade that makes sense.
Yeah, fair enough.
My list is so much more drastically different than your guys'. My number 4 is like the NFL itself. I want them to abolish the franchise tag.
Oh,
I think that just ruins free agency. Like, if a guy doesn't want to be there, why are you forcing him to play for you? Like, how does that make sense? And how is that good for your game? Like, if I don't want to be somewhere, I'm not playing there. I don't care how much you pay me. Let the players be free.
Yeah.
It's called free agency for a reason.
I agree.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Should I start with number 3 now? My number 3 is that I would love to see a team that no one gave a shot to win the Super Bowl this year win the Super Bowl. Like, imagine if, like, this is super far-fetched. Imagine, like, the Jags end up actually being that good and they just go on a tear and Trevor Lawrence leads that team to a Super Bowl. Like, how insane of a story would that be? Or, like, I mean, Shane's heard me say it 10 times. I'm a closet Detroit Lions fan this year. I think that they are fantastic and no one really sees it. And I think they're so much better than they used to be. Like,
I'm gonna piggyback onto that because the Lions are good, but the problem with them is they don't know how to win. And we
I
saw
don't
it.
think Dan Campbell can win it.
We
I don't
saw
think
it
Dan
with the
Campbell's ever
Vikings.
gonna win.
We
Yeah.
saw it in the Vikings game. Like they don't know what to do when they're up. They're like, what do I do with my hands? Like,
I don't think Dan Campbell's gonna win a Super Bowl as a head coach.
yeah, fair enough.
Love
But,
his
you know,
style.
I would love to see that happen, you know, just to
I
shock.
would absolutely love to see it, but I don't think Dan Campbell could do it.
Like, I don't think anyone really had a problem with the Bengals being in the Super Bowl last year. I thought everyone was like, wow, what happened there? How did that happen, you know?
no, it was
The
cool. I
nation
like that.
became one when
Joe Burr.
ran the NFL last year.
Joe Burr.
True.
All right, number 3, Shaner. You'll love me for this one. I'll trade you. Odell signs to a contender
Oh, I
and
thought it
wins,
Signs to the Giants.
or goes back to New York. I will take either.
That'd be dope.
And Kenny Golladay gets fucking traded.
I have a super homer one here. Obviously, I believe Mac Jones. I don't know if he's officially been ruled out this week, but it's definitely not playing.
No shot.
So I'd love to see Bailey Zapp make the start. I'd love to see that. Maybe he'll pull a little Tom Brady and cement some legendary status, bro. Who knows?
You're not trying to see Brian Hoyer out there?
Fuck, I've seen him one too many times go out there and handing the ball off all game.
I was like,
A couple checkdowns. Just want a little more fireworks, you know?
All right, number 3, another one for the NFL. Every field in the NFL should be grass.
Grass.
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
We have seen way too many knee and Achilles injuries because of these new turf fields in the past 2-3 years.
It's
I'm not saying grass is going to completely stop someone from tearing their ACL,
yeah.
but it's way better.
It's
for
kind
your
of
body.
it's kind of ridiculous that they're like we haven't seen like a grass mandate. Like
It's way better for the players' bodies.
these teams are you know rich as fuck. They should be able to put in a real grass field, whether it's a dome or not. You know.
I
don't
mean,
know.
like, what's the best grass field? It's got to be like Arizona, right? Like,
I'm pretty sure Vegas is grass.
Lambo,
Really?
baby.
I think Vegas is grass.
interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
I know all about the system at Lambeau if anyone wants to hear. I did a tour there.
Go nuts. Go nuts.
I
Story
don't, I don't
time.
really remember.
Okay.
They dig up the field and there's like heaters under the field.
All right, I'm going to go 2. Here.
Okay, you go.
And that is that Odell comes home.
Okay. Okay.
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
He wants to come home. Bring
Come
him
to
home.
Louisiana or what?
No, fuck off. His real home.
Speaking of bringing players home, as a Derrick Henry fantasy owner, I would love some similar production to last year. Obviously, the Titans just suck, so they're never in a position to run the ball. But I'd love some more production out of the king himself.
I'm gonna be a homer for my last two here. Number 2, my guy. He showed some flashes last week against the Chiefs. Alec Pierce wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
That would be like massive.
Dude,
If he
he's
came
fucking
back.
good.
If he came back and won Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I'll
He's
tell you
fucking-
what. I got a guy on my team who's going to be challenging you for that.
Yeah,
That's for
he's
sure.
he's also fucking good.
He's getting fucking 13 targets a game.
I
It's
also
wild.
remember when Dawson was pissed off that they drafted Alec Pierce, and me and Cam both had to calm him down.
No, I
How
wasn't.
good he was.
No, I wasn't pissed off. They drafted him over someone else. I don't remember who, but I wasn't disappointed because like I'd seen him play. Obviously, he played for Cincy, but like, no.
Did he go before
that I have-
Pickens? Yeah. Eh?
Huh?
No,
Did he go before Pickens?
No, Pickens got taken like 2 picks before.
Okay.
That's who I wanted,
Yeah.
but no.
Speaking of Pickens, that catch though, boys.
Oh my god.
I think we need to talk about it because I think it might have been. I think
Not
it
better
might be
than
the best
Odell's.
catch, dude.
Not better than Odell.
Listen,
I think it was harder than Odell's.
I could not disagree more. I think that Odell's catch is without a doubt the best catch of all time, and I think that people saying that George Pickens' catch is similar to that catch is wrong.
What? Why?
You know how
George
I know
Pickens,
it's you know how I know it's not better? The way the internet reacted. The internet literally shut down when Odell made that
Yeah,
catch.
because it was the first time like we were seeing shit like that.
Yes.
Odell caught that ball with 3 fingers,
Yeah,
the middle of the football,
yeah,
while getting
PI.
yeah,
interfered with,
dragged down. Yeah,
and scored a touchdown.
yeah.
George Pickens, yes, caught it with one hand, caught it with his whole hand, then brought it into his body, which Odell didn't do.
I guess I just the throw, dude. Like it was
The
fucked.
way his body was,
He
was
caught a
absolutely
back
insane.
shoulder ball with one hand, basically upside down. That's the difficulty there. I think is insane. But I'm not saying it's better. I just thought it was the degree of difficulty was
Great
definitely
catch.
up there. Because the Odell's definitely had the the flashy aspect to it. Just scoring a touchdown. It was fucking crazy. Obviously,
Both in their rookie years too.
yeah, nuts.
Yeah. George Pickens is a fucking dog. And my number 2 is similar to Liam's number 4. And it's not necessarily that I want to see Lamar get paid. I want to see Lamar Jackson win a Super Bowl in his contract year. Imagine if Lamar Jackson won the Super Bowl this year. How expensive he would be.
Lamar is a $300 million quarterback, and you can't change my mind.
I agree.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
You
I
cannot
want to
change
see the Ravens owner have to give Lamar his house because he's just running out of money because Lamar just ran it.
If I'm Lamar right now, I would make every other team pay me 300, and I would make the Ravens pay me like 325, just for wasting my time.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I love Lamar.
Lamar could literally make a case to sit right now after showing what he can do in the first 3 games,
And he
say
would get
like,
the money.
yeah,
They'd be like, "Okay, what do you want? Here's a blank check."
I
I
don't
think
think that's crazy.
I think he could.
Does anyone want to go with their number 1? Is anyone particularly excited about this?
I'm not. Yeah, go for it.
I'll go just because we're talking about it now. My number 1 is Lamar gets paid.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he's a $300 million quarterback. I think right now Baltimore is regretting not signing him, and I think they're going to regret it even more when another team is the one that pays him. Because I do think Lamar Jackson is done in Baltimore after this year.
Really? Yeah.
All right. Mine is one extreme or the other. If you're not a fan of your sports team, if this isn't your number 1, I want the Colts to either win the Super Bowl or finish dead fucking last. That's my goal. No middle of the pack shit. No make the wild card game. None of that shit. I want you to win the bowl or I want you to finish last.
It's kind of crazy that that's your one because that is all literally what I wrote was be in the Super Bowl or fucking tank.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, hopefully the Pats can make
But,
a run.
Are the Pats really going to draft like Bryce Young?
I would fucking sell out
Like,
for that.
I don't think Bill Belichick is going to draft Bryce Young 2 years after drafting Mac Jones in the first round. Like Dawson, it makes sense. Like 100% if the Colts are in last, they're taking Bryce Young or CJ Stroud.
Right. No, I agree, but
I guess Will Anderson, the argument can be made for Will Anderson, I guess.
yeah. And the Pats love their Bama boys on defense on the D line and linebacker and core. So, bro, I don't care. Bryce Young, Will Anderson, I'd be happy with either or. Probably Bryce Young, actually.
And
Fuck.
that brings it to me. Speaking of quarterbacks, I had to go. I haven't had a Saint on this Saints wish on this wish list, but I think the number one thing I'd like to see in the NFL would be the Saints finding their next franchise quarterback. And this is no shot to Jameis because I think Jameis is a good quarterback. I think he's treated unfairly because of how he played in Tampa. I just don't think he's a superstar quarterback. And I think I was just spoiled with Drew Brees for the longest time, because we never really had to worry about quarterback play. Like me growing up, all I saw was bad Saints defenses looking good because of a Drew Brees team that would put up 40 points a game. And the last few years, it's been really tough being a Saints fan because the Saints defense is really, really good. And the Saints O-line is a little bit worse than it was last year, but holy fuck, the Saints have a top 5 probably receiving core when healthy. And right now it just doesn't seem like Jameis Winston can get it together. I mean, I know he's hurt and stuff, and hopefully he could turn it around, but it's painful being a Saints fan right now just
Where's
because
the red rifle, baby?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Andy Dalton's really the solution either. But, I don't know if the Saints don't even have a first round pick in the next draft. The Eagles have that one. So I don't think it's going to be through the draft this year, or maybe it'll be through free agency, or who knows. I just, I pray that Jameis ends up panning out, but I don't think he's our guy. But I love him anyways, and I'm going to cheer for him until he's not a Saint anymore. But I would love to see the Saints figure it out because there's not a lot of better defenses than the Saints right now, and it's unfortunate.
Did you guys cut Ian Book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
He got signed by the Eagles, I think.
Oh, shit.
Could
Did
be
Kellen
wrong.
Mond get signed?
I don't know.
The Browns took him.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Wow.
All right. So I'm sorry for making it a little sad note because I am sad being a Saints fan right now, but let's go into the money-making segment, our lock of the week in terms of betting. And, I felt like I didn't want to take the easy way out this week and just pick a guy to score a touchdown. So my lock of the week, and I'm totally going against the way I bet because I usually try to stay away from divisional matchups, but I don't know why. Maybe call me crazy, but I think the Rams getting 2.5 points against the Niners is wild. I think the Rams are a better team. I think the 49ers looked real bad against the Broncos, I'll be honest. I know that I think it was Shane who predicted that Jimmy G was going to take him back. But who was it? I don't know who it was. Someone said something about Jimmy G.
It was me.
Okay. But I don't know. I think the Rams are still very good. They got beat up by the Bills in front of everyone in the first game of the year, but ever since then, I think they've looked okay. I still think that Cooper Kupp is far and away the best receiver in the league right now. And I think anyone who's going to argue with me, like, sure, you could say maybe Devontae Adams is more talented, but I don't think anyone's taking anyone but Cooper Kupp right now, and I would have a hard time arguing against that. So Rams plus 2.5 against the Niners. I think that's a lock. And like I said before, I'm a closet Lions fan, and they've been covering the spread for me for the last 3 weeks. So I would say sprinkle a little bit of money on Lions -6 against the Seattle Seahawks. Amon-Ra
-6 just has a trap game feeling.
You know what I mean? Like, and I have never shied away from hating on Jared Goff, but this guy's balling out right now. And I don't know. I mean, Swift is out, but I still think the Lions are looking good. Shout out to my boy Ryan Roden.
All right, boys. I'm getting niche as hell here. I'm jumping to the Colts game. Okay. Colts are favored by 3. You're not going to be a bigger Colts fan than me, but I'm not touching that at all. They're playing the Titans. I'm kind of surprised they're even favored. What were you saying, Shane?
Leonard back.
Darius or Shaquille, sorry, will very likely be back. But the line that I'm touching in this game, you can get it on 365. The first half over, set at 20.5. I like it. I can see easily both teams going over 10. Easily. in this game. So I'm hammering that. I'm hammering first half over 20.5 in the Colts Titans game.
Love that one. I spoke about my lock of the week earlier without mentioning it, but it is the Ravens plus 3.5. I think it's going to be a close game regardless, and I could see them winning outright. Another player prop that's treated me nicely all year is the number one fantasy receiver, Stefon Diggs. Take his over receptions, 6.5, 7.5 is usually where it's hovering at. He's seen 9, 15, and 11 targets in the first 3 games of the year. I don't see that changing. I'd probably see it getting a little higher against Baltimore. So we'll see. I love that prop bet. It's always been nice to me so far.
Listen, if there's one guy you want to listen to in this segment, it's definitely LBS. As we talked about before, the guy is a betting pro now. So much that the bookies don't want to pay him anymore. I'm riding with Matt here. I don't understand. You're telling me you sat there and you watched the Niners against Denver game last night and said, yeah, this team should be favored against the defending Super Bowl champions? That makes sense. Like, I know Vegas always wins, but like, what's going on here?
Not today.
You gotta trust them.
It's got to be Rams plus 2.5.
Fuck it. I'll hammer that shit too.
That's right.
I'll send it.
Oh,
All right,
LBS is in. I'm definitely in.
There's your NBC lock of the week. Rams plus 2.5 Monday night. We'll see you next week when we're filming around the same time, and we still don't know if that bet is hit because it's gonna be in the middle of our game, in the middle of our podcast. But that does it for episode 1 of season 2 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. Don't forget to give us a little like on YouTube, a little subscribe. Go follow us on Instagram where we post most of our content. And if you do that, this guy over here, he's getting a little closer. He's gonna give you a big kiss. Good night.